Why, hello there, Jacob here. And today I have a hodgepodge pickup video to share with you. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So what I'll be sharing with you today are 4 hats and a brand new jersey to share with you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, I've actually had a lot of these hats for, well, at least a couple weeks, and, well, a couple of the hats I've actually had for a couple of months here, just never really got around to making a video on them, to be brutally honest with you. So, I figure I'd go ahead and throw those into this video, and, yeah. So, let's go ahead and dive into it. So, the first hat I will share with you is, well, a couple of New Era hats, actually. So, yeah, for those of you who know, the NHL re-licensed with New Era. So now New Era is officially a licensed hat of the NHL again. I know that, back in the day, like, some of the best hats that were made were New Era hats, and I'm a huge fan of the New Era hats. I have tons of them. Pretty much every year I tend to get a new Vikings one and stuff like that. So as soon as I heard that they were bringing back fitteds and stuff like that, as someone with a pretty large noggin, it's kind of nice to know that they are looking out for the bigger guys, because a lot of those snapbacks do not fit. I've tried, and yeah, it's not fun. But anyway, so with that said, I'll go ahead and show off hat number 1, which is a New Era 5950 fitted, just a standard Minnesota Wild 5950 fitted, with the black underside, with the black sweatband, the gray underbill, just, a standard typical hat with the New Era flag, the, I guess, white and green NHL shield on the back. And, yeah, just your basic general Minnesota Wild 5950 hat that I've actually been rocking with for probably a couple months here, if I'm being honest with you. Like I say, just never had a chance to really show it off. Or just never really showed it off, to be honest with you. And since I got a Minnesota Wild one, and I do have a few, of the 78s and stuff like that too, I decided to get a Minnesota North Stars topper to also go with some of my, 78s, my reverse retros and stuff like that. Plus, I've always kind of wanted a Minnesota North Stars hat. I mean, even with all the history and stuff like that. So, here it is. It is a Minnesota North Stars, standard, typical fitted. I love that logo on the front here and stuff like that. The, normal bill and stuff like that with the black interior, black sweatband, gray underbrim, the New Era flag on the side, and with it being a vintage hockey, has the vintage orange NHL logo. So yeah, like I say, both of these hats I've probably had for a couple of months here, just never really showed them off, and like I say, these are pretty much the hats I've been rocking with most of the second half of the season. Now, on to hat number 3, and this particular one I got to match my Minnesota Wild Hockey Fights Cancer jersey that, if you saw in one of my last pickup videos here, got at the game that my dad and I went to against the Buffalo Sabres here. And, well, they were liquidating these out, so I figured, well, might as well go ahead and pick one of these up just to have, combo wombo. Shout out to Neil. And, boom, here it is. Just your standard, typical, Minnesota Wild Authentic Pro Hockey Fights Cancer hat. And this is a snapback, which does fit, but unfortunately, like I say, kind of have a large head, so it's kind of difficult for some of these hats to fit and stuff like that. And plus, with this being an all-white hat, don't really like to wear it a whole lot, just because, white anything in, like, collecting, especially with jerseys or hats or shirts, tend to get very dirty very quickly. So, but yeah, like I say, got this for just a very, very cheap price and stuff like that. But I do have to say, this design in here with that purple, fuchsia, pink sort of hue that also encompasses the jersey, it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that concludes my NHL hats and stuff like that. So the pickups that I've had over these last few weeks. Now, on to the most recent stuff, which I literally just got yesterday, but haven't had a chance to film a video until now. So, first and foremost, we'll go ahead and, well, for those of you who know, just in a little under 2 weeks from today, which is Saturday, April 12th, the NFL draft will be officially underway and all that stuff. And, well, every year, the NFL, they come out with their new draft hats. As, someone who's collected quite a few of those over his time, at first, I wasn't sure how I felt about this hat. But, kind of seeing it and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, this would be kind of a unique hat to get because this is a pretty unique hat. So, without further ado, 3, 2, 1, boom. It is the 2025 NFL Draft cap for the Minnesota Vikings. And this is kind of a unique hat because, I don't know if you see the sticker here, this is an A-frame Minnesota Vikings, 5950 fitted. So it's kind of a unique fit. It's kind of like basically this style of hat combined with this style of hat. The 5950 combined with like your just standard authentic pro NHL hat. So it does fit a little tight, but it's not like too bad or anything like that. And, yeah, not to mention, too, I love this design with the, like, leaves and stuff like that. Plus, this particular one, the only thing I don't really like about it is this came with, like, a pin and stuff like that, too, which wasn't a huge fan of the location where they put the pins, so I just kind of decided to save it and put it, on my dresser and stuff like that. But it is an awfully nice pin, though. And then, as you can see here, has the Vikings with Minnesota underneath. It is a black hat, has the gray underbill, and the black interior, with the NFL shield on the back, and the New Era flag on the side. So yeah, that is my hats. But, ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least, this particular bad boy right here. And holy moly, is it a beaut. And I mean a beaut. This might actually be one of the more, if not the most unique jerseys I have in my entire collection. Just because of the design, the how the logo looks and stuff like that. So, this is an NHL jersey that I got on eBay from, I want to say, I'm pretty sure I got this also from High Heat Jerseys or something like that. Or anyway, regardless, I got this from a seller that I've purchased from in the past. And holy moly, is this thing nice. It also makes a first in my collection. So yeah, as I said, it's an NHL jersey hailing from the Pacific Division. And believe it or not, this will actually make my second jersey of this team. 3, 2, 1. Boom. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Vancouver Canucks military appreciation jersey. And not only is it the military appreciation jersey, it is also a made in Canada. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and kind of get through some of the details here. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and kind of zoom in here, or at least as best as I can. So, yeah, like I say, this is a made in Canada, size 60G, with the dimples, and a very, very unique design here. Like, you can kind of see the pattern and stuff on the shoulder. Kind of hard to see here, but Trust me, it is absolutely beautiful with all these dimples and stuff like that. Also has a Velcro patch here with I salute that does come off too. So yeah, that's kind of a nice little touch. And then the striping down the shoulders here also has like that webbing design. As you can kind of see the perforations and stuff like that through the jersey. But what really makes this unique is look at that logo, ladies and gentlemen. It is a rubbery, painted on, like almost like a spray painted rubbery logo. And holy moly, is this thing beautiful. Like, again, this is one of those very, very unique jerseys that if you ever get a chance to get one, I recommend getting one. Just because, again, it's not like any other jersey. Because even a lot of the, like these particular specialty jerseys and stuff like that, most of them, for the most part, have some sort of a crest that is stitched, or there's at least some form of stitching. But not on this bad boy. It is fully painted onto the front, like a heavy paint sublimation type of like screen printing almost. It's a very unique feature on this bad boy. And then, of course, as you keep going down, has the like striping and stuff underneath here. That's very similar to the shoulders. And with it being a made in Canada, got the, let's see here, reinforced fight strap. And this particular jersey is from, let's see here if it'll show up, August of 2019. So yeah, this, like I say, I'm pretty sure this is a 2019-2020 Military Appreciation Vancouver Canucks jersey. And holy moly, ladies and gentlemen, as I stated before, it is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I think that'll pretty much wrap up this video. I figure I've yapped long enough here, so. But yeah, like I say, stay tuned because the draft is coming up here soon and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, we'll kind of see how the Wild Series goes here because they're still in the middle of a playoff push. So if they actually make the playoffs and stuff like that, I may jump back on and do some, postseason coverage or whatever like that, even though I don't really expect them to do much of anything, if I'm being honest with you here. But guess we'll never, guess we'll just wait and see. So until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good one.